Yeah, John Grube, OneManTrain.com. Today's workout was pretty simple. It was 40-pound weight vest, 15-inch bench. I did 200 step-ups. I finished in like 7 minutes and 33 seconds. It was a good workout. I finished off with some shadow boxing. Cool down. I'm not the kind of guy when he's tired, walks around, bend over, breathing heavy. I stay upright. I go for a walk. I'll do some light things to calm down, keep my hands up. Just so I don't want to put in my mind, and I never did this, that workout was so tough. No matter what workout, I'm not bending over and doing this. I'll stay straight up, walk until I catch my breath, do other things, light. I think that's a good way to be. But I did 100 each leg before I switched, which is still tougher than if you did 25 each leg and switched, or 50, but you do 100 straight, your leg's not going to get any rest. So it does make it a little more difficult. You're going to work a little bit harder. So it's like I said, you can do 40-pound weight vest and do step-ups, and you can alternate 25, 10, all right? And the workout's going to be a good one, but it might not necessarily be a real tough one. But you can make it tougher by keeping on the same leg. Your leg's going to get tired and fatigued, and you're going to start breathing heavier. But, when people think that you need all these different pieces of equipment, you really don't. You can do anything you want. You can use almost anything you want and still get in great shape. But what I want to talk about today is, people make excuses, and we talk about this all the time, and aren't responsible. There's a story, an old story, and I've talked before. I don't drink, and not because I was an alcoholic. I probably was drunk, maybe. First time I got drunk, I was pretty fucking young, actually. I was probably 10 or 11. But I've probably only been drunk maybe 10 times in my entire life. And the reason being, well, first of all, I was more of a pot smoker. And because of I was a violent person per se. And when I smoked weed, which I had no idea why, now I do, but it always made me feel better. Never violent, always mellow. It was just a nice fucking feeling. And that's probably why today, and I still defend the use of pot. I don't think it should ever have been illegal. I don't think that people should be in jail for it. If they are, I know not mostly people have other charges they've been brought down to. That's why they're in jail. But you shouldn't be in jail if you have weed. Just never. Even when it was illegal, I get it. I never smoked it. When I was a grown adult, I stopped probably about 17, maybe 18. So, and I stopped because I had my first daughter, and I always said that I can't tell my kids not to do drugs if I do drugs. So I didn't want to be a hypocrite in that sense, like a lot of people do. Don't drink. Can you go get me a beer out of the refrigerator? Don't smoke. Can you go to the corner store and get me a pack of cigarettes? And I don't operate that way. And I don't follow people that way. But I was never much of a drinker, like I said. And it was a situation why I stopped completely, and I haven't done it for almost 30 years. But I grew up around it my whole life. I've never seen anybody's lives get better. A lot of people had kids during a drunken binge. Can't blame the kids for that. And mostly people's lives get destroyed with booze, okay? And I don't care if you drink moderately or once in a while. If you've had an argument with your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever, I'll bet you almost every fucking case it's been alcohol induced. Because usually when you don't have alcohol in the system or some kind of drug, there's usually not going to be too many fights going on in the house unless you actually hate each other. But that may be the case. But I do know a lot of people that smoke weed for fucking 20, 30, 40 years, and they're still married, never have problems. I don't know anybody that were constant weed smokers. Now, I know there's some people say, well, I know this guy, he smoked weed, he was violent, he was probably doing other things, okay? Because I've never known at 54 years old anybody who's ever smoked weed to ever be violent in any sense. Matter of fact, I can tell you right now, if you gave most people drugs, if you gave them smoke pot in jail, there'd be a lot less fucking shit going on in the prisons. Be a lot of high-fiving. But there's a story out. It's been a while. I'm not sure who Story about two guys grew up in the same house with an alcoholic father. Well, they followed the two guys when they grew up. One guy never drank and the other guy was a fucking hopeless alcoholic. When they interviewed the first guy, asked him why he didn't drink, he goes, well, growing up in that household, how else could I have turned out? Then they go find the alcoholic, ask him, why are you an alcoholic? He goes, well, growing up in that house, how else could I have turned out? Two of the same guys grew up in the same fucking house, two different fucking endings. You know? Yet people always want to complain about their fucking lives, how they were brought up. Look at the inner city. Inner city, those kids out there, you know, they're kept down by their fucking people in these cities, by white liberals or black fucking Democrats to tell them they're not fucking smart enough. There's a lot of stories of minorities coming out of the fucking inner cities and doing great things. And there's a lot of them out there that are fucking beating old ladies over the fucking head and stealing their fucking pocketbook. Grew up in the same area, two different lives. It's kind of like when I see a guy who's got one arm, no fucking legs, born like that, doing better than me. Not making excuses. I don't care how the fuck you grew up, what kind of parents you had, and how hard they made you fucking work. If you can fucking have a personality and you can have a fucking, a can-do attitude, a positive outlook on life, and you got fucking one arm, then I'm fucking weak in that fucking department. And everybody is. We all struggle. We all think our lives suck at some point. But yeah, we look at ourselves, we got two fucking arms, two legs, a fucking working mind, healthy, and yet we make excuses to why we fucking fail. It makes no excuses. Like, for instance, one of the soft spots for me is fathers that don't pay child support. Now, I always pay child support for my kids. Luckily, I only had one to pay child support for because I got custody of my oldest daughter when she was 2.5. And I've been married for 30 years, and me and my wife have two other daughters, so I only paid for my son. Okay? We work good together. I was a dickhead in the beginning. That's why we broke up. I was a fucking monster. She didn't break my balls. I paid the same amount of money from the time in 1989, which is, a long time, and then because my son was born in 89, so in 1989 I was paying the same amount of money as I was when I stopped paying for him in 9th grade because he was living with me. We co-parented. It worked well for the most part. And like I said, she was decent, and I wanted to see my son, and I wasn't a weekend parent. I had him every fucking weekend. I had as much as I could. We lived close by, within a mile or two, always of each other, so I had him all the time. When I wasn't working, I was with my kids. But the dads don't want to pay for their fucking kids. Makes no sense to me. Okay? You got to remember now, when people make sense, also it's the wife. Men make just as many excuses as fucking women. My dad made them. Okay? I know what happens. Okay? If your wife is that unbearable, okay, you got to fight fucking dirty. Okay? So you got to look at a woman like a fucking Democrat who fights fucking, like how they fight dirty and the Republicans cower away because they're afraid to be talked about. Men got to fucking stand and fight and say, fuck you. That's not true. I'll go to every fucking court and every fucking judge in the fucking land, and I'll fucking do what I got to do to fucking get my fucking name cleared to see my fucking kids. And I'll fight and fight. And my kids may not see me, but they're going to fucking know I've been fighting and fighting and fighting. But when that dad stands back and says, oh, yeah, I'll just wait until they get older, and they're going to come and say, where the fuck were you, Dad? I had to live with this fucking psycho, if that's what it is, because there's a lot of men that are fucking drunks. A lot of fucking men are drunks today. They just are, and they make excuses, okay? Then they tell everybody how, they can't see their kids, which is bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Maybe if you fucking were in your kids' lives and when you said you were going to be there, you'd show the fuck up. But a lot of these fucking dads don't. They got other things to do. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. My kids are fucking second or best third, okay, to me, because I got to have fucking fun. I got to go out to the fucking bars. I got to fucking go do this with my fucking friend over here. I got no time for my fucking kids. But when it's time to fucking see him, or you can't see him now, oh my God, she's holding my kids from me. You motherfuckers got to look at what you're fucking actually saying, okay? It's like a dad who says, well, I'm paying $800 a fucking month for two fucking kids. Really? $800 a fucking month. All right, let's just say that's the case, okay? What's that, under 10 grand a year you're paying for two fucking kids? Do you think that you're fucking doing your fucking due? Now, If you're around, then you're still throwing money at your kids. But if you're not in your kids' lives and you're paying a fucking, because you have to, court ordered, and you're paying under $10,000 a year for 2 fucking kids, how well could those fucking kids live if the mother put as much effort in as you? Okay? So it's the mother's responsibility now, because you don't want to be a father, to fucking make up the difference and the extra money. Because let me tell you something. If you were paying less than 10 and she's making 10, that's $20,000 a year. Okay? $20,000 a year might have got you something fucking 30 years ago. It ain't today. Your kids will live in fucking poverty. Okay? They'll have low self-esteem. Okay? They'll probably grow up a little tougher and meaner, possibly, but they also could go in the other fucking direction. Not saying that poverty means anything that way, but nobody should want their kids to fucking suffer. Okay? It doesn't make sense, because you're supposed to have made your kids' life a little bit better than yours, not worse. It's almost like these fucking dads are jealous that their kids may grow up to be fucking better than them. See, if you're a father and you don't pay child support, no matter what the fucking reason, whether you get to see your kids or you fucking don't get to see them, if you don't want to fucking pay for them, you're a fucking deadbeat fucking dad who's a piece of fucking shit, and in my opinion, has no value. And I would never personally spend a fucking second talking to you for whatever reason and whatever excuse. If you tell me I'm fighting for my because I know a lot of people that are fucking divorced. I know a lot of fucking dads, and I know a lot of dads fought for their fucking kids and fought to see their fucking kids. Okay? That's what dads do. They're the fucking provider and protector. You understand? Protector. Provider. No matter you're in their life. See, if my wife, it was that fucking bad, she picked up and fucking moved and just a fucking period, and I had to keep paying child support, yeah, I'm going to hunt her down. I'm going to fucking get my... But even if it took to the end of fucking time and my kids grew up, they're going to know that I was looking for them. They're going to know that I was paying child support for them. Okay? They're going to know that I cared about their lives. Okay? And that's what fucking fathers just don't want to do. And it starts fucking there. If you can't fight for your own fucking kid, you got nothing to fucking fight for. So if you're a fucking dad and you don't take care of your fucking kids, or you begrudgingly pay child support because you think, I shouldn't have to pay that much, what the fuck do you think you should be paying? Okay? Think about it. Think about how much you actually pay. And I know there's a lot of dads that get fucking ripped off. A lot of dads get ripped. But, you know, it's the fucking court system, and that's got to fucking change, okay? And there's not enough fucking people fighting for dad's rights. I get that, okay? But I had to fight for my kids. I fought to get my 2.5-year-old daughter, who's 36 now, and I fucking, in the beginning, had to fight to see my fucking son until it fucking, everything worked its way out. And, you know, that's what I'm going to say is fucking dads be fucking dads. If you can't take care of your fucking kids, you'll never fucking be worth anything to any fucking body. It's kind of like a mom that doesn't have their kids. Why doesn't that mother have their kids? Why does the dad? If that's a mother that doesn't have her fucking kids, why would you ever get involved with a woman who doesn't have their kids, no matter what fucking stories they tell you? No matter what stories they fucking tell you. If you're with that fucking woman, you're looking for fucking trouble later.